Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Today. So the cricket updates flying thick and fast through the day. That's exactly how we like it. And of course, the good part is if you were joining us earlier, we were talking about India's practice game against Western Australia. Now the focus shifts to the Women's Asia Cup, where India have registered a thumping win against the Thailand women's cricket team, and it ensures that they end the group stages with a win and it shows also that they end the group stages on a high, because again they've won 5 out of their 6 games, and if you look at the table standings, they're still on top. They're already guaranteed to be part of the semi-finals even before this. But of course, the good news is that they didn't actually stumble in this game, and that if anything, it was a very dominant showing from the Indian women's cricket team. And this wasn't even a full-strength Indian women's cricket team. There were a few players who were playing who would normally be bench options if you're playing a full-strength squad. But the good news is that India was so comprehensive in this particular match that they got the job done in no time whatsoever. Now, a quick update on how it is the match went. India won the toss and they opted to bowl, and that in itself in many ways did spell a bit of trouble, because again this is a spinning track. India do have some spinners who are in good form, and Thailand would have always struggled to get at least a half decent target on the board. However, the problem is that they absolutely kind of collapsed, because they went from being 20 for 2 in the 7th over to being 37 all out. You heard that right. That was 8 wickets for the span of about 17 runs. So again, not too much going on there in terms of resistance. But of course, full credit also has to go to the Indian bowlers. They did very well. You had Sneh Rana, who was the pick of the bowlers, with figures of 3 for 9. Deepti Sharma was again excellent, 2 for 10 in her 4 overs. Then you had, of course, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, who also got in the act, got a couple of wickets. And Meghna Singh also got 1 wicket. The final wicket, the one which doesn't count in this 10, of course, was a run out. So as far as the Thailand batting goes, again, there's not really much to talk about, because there's very little that happened. I mean, 4 of their batsmen actually ended up getting ducks. Only one batsman scored in double digits, and that too was just 12 runs. So, as I said, there's very little to talk about in terms of their batting. The Indian bowling, however, looked very good. They were clinical. They took their chances when they came up, and that's all that you can ask for when you're playing a match like this. But again, 37 all out, it's not really going to be much of a test for the Indian women's team. And so it proved, in fact, what actually happened was that in this match, Harmanpreet was not playing. So Smriti Mandhana was the stand-in skipper. She didn't actually come out to open. So they sent Sabineni Meghna and Shefali Verma to open the innings. And Sabineni Meghna ended up finishing off the game. She got 20 of 18 runs. Again, not a game where you'd be looking to judge strike rate, intent, anything of that sort. You only needed 38 runs to win, right? Shefali Verma got 8 of 6, ended up getting dismissed thereafter, but then Pooja Vastrakar came out, made a run of all 12, and it was that, along with what Sabineni scored, that pretty much took India home. Nothing much to worry about for them in that regard. It was as easy a win as could come given the circumstances, and believe me, no one expected Thailand to actually win this match. It would have been one major upset if they did. But even despite that, it was a very good win for India. And if you look at where it is that the points table is right now, India will stay on top, and of course they have a chance to finish the group on top. Not that it matters too much, because again, you remember that the top 4 teams here qualify for the semi-finals, but it's always nice to top the group, take a lot of momentum in. India's only loss, remember, came against Pakistan, and that was an unfortunate loss. But beyond that, India have looked very solid, and they would fancy themselves to actually be the favorites going into the knockout stages. So that is it from this particular match update. Again, as I said, there was not too much to really talk about. India were expected to get an easy win, and they ended up getting a win that was even easier than, truth be told, most of us would have expected. So that's it from this particular breaking news update. Thank you all so much for joining us. As always, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so you know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video. Then you can go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And last but not least, download the SportsTech app for all the breaking news updates from not just the world of cricket but the world of sport. Thank you all once again for joining us. As always, I've been Shane Das. I hope to see you all with us through the day, but for now, goodbye.